Hello and welcome to Courage to Overcome. Today I want to talk about frenemies, signs of a toxic friendship and how to deal with it. Now, in this fast-paced dog-eat-dog world that we live in, where everybody is looking out for number one, me, I, mine, it's great to have good friends. We all need friends, right? The Bible talks about a true loving friend who is reliable and sticks closer than a brother. They're with you in the good times and the bad. They always have your back. They're there when things are great. They're there when you want to celebrate. They're there when things go downhill. There when you need support. Friends are always there through thick or thin. However, there are a certain group of people who masquerade as friends but behave like enemies. I like to call them frenemies. So what are frenemies? Frenemies are people who we assume or consider to be our friends, but on many occasions behave like our enemy, hence the term frenemy. They are horrible people to have in your life. You really don't want to have a frenemy in your life because it just gets so confusing. You know, you're thinking, is this person against me or for me this time? Where do I stand in this relationship? Question mark, question mark. As far as I'm concerned, I want to know that I have a friend that I can trust and not a frenemy who I'm not sure of. Identifying and dealing with them is very important for your own peace of mind and, just your sanity, really. So here are 5 ways to identify a frenemy. 1, they're envious of your success. They are never truly happy for your success and are glad when you fail. Whenever anything good happens to you, instead of sincerely rejoicing with you, they always have something derogatory to say or undermine your achievements. They will make backhanded comments that seem okay on the surface level but are really quite negative. It always seems like when you tell them something good, it always leaves a bitter taste in your mouth, so to speak. A true friend should be happy for you when you do well and want to celebrate your success no matter what. Unsupportive and uncaring. Frenemies are never there when you need them. They make all sorts of promises that they do not keep. They say they'll be there for you through thick and thin, support you in everything and every way, but when you're in a crisis or a difficult situation or just need help, they'll make all sorts of excuses as to why they're not available. When you're in trouble, you can't get hold of them. And when the crisis is over, hey presto, they suddenly appear. A real friend will drop everything just to be by your side in times of trouble because they truly love and care for you. In Proverbs 17 verse 17, it says, a friend loves at all times and a brother is born for adversity. 3, they betray confidences. Frenemies will betray your trust at any opportunity. They will gain your confidence and then stab you in the back. They will gossip about you behind your back and side with your enemies. And when you confront them, they will deny it. The Psalm even says in 41 verse 9, even my own familiar friend in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, has lifted up his heel against me. They also cannot keep a secret, but will reveal something you told them in confidence about someone else at the slightest opportunity. They can never be trusted. They have no respect for boundaries. They have no regard for boundaries and do not respect your boundaries either. They'll appear at your house without warning at any time of the day. They'll impose themselves on you at the most inconvenient time when you have guests for dinner or you're otherwise quite busy with some important matters for something that is quite trivial and can be handled at any time. They expect you to be at their beck and call at all times. I know I just said that friends should be there in good and bad times, but these frenemies want you to be there all the time. Like you don't have a time, you don't have a life of your own. They don't realize you have a job, you have a family, you have a life. You cannot just drop everything when they call all the time at every little single thing. They're spiritual vampires. Frenemies take everything they can from you and give nothing positive in return. They practically suck you dry. Frenemies always bring something negative in your life with their unnecessary drama. When you're around them, you feel low and down. It's so tiring being with them. Their toxic attitude and behavior wear you out. They're jealous of the attention you give your other friends and will try to bring division and conflict between you and them. They never seem to have anything positive to report about anything or anybody. They always seem to have beef with someone and eager to involve you also. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33, do not be so deceived and misled. Evil companionships, communion associations, corrupt and deprave good manners and morals and character. They are just busybodies, gossips in everybody's business, but never minding their own. Frenemies are always complaining or moaning about one thing or the other. They never let things go. They hold on to grievances and never let you forget about them either. They wear you out and wear you down. You're compelled in the spirit to pray when they leave, just to uplift your spirit and clear the atmosphere of their negative presence. Now, if you have such people in your life, here are a few ways you can deal with them. Personally, I don't believe in cutting everyone from your life unless they are so toxic that it's damaging you emotionally and psychologically. If that is the case, then you do need to cut such people out of your life completely because it's beginning to affect you personally. If not, then you can keep them in what I would call the outer court zone of your life. There are inner and outer court relationships. So first of all, sort out your inner and outer court relationships. For example, in the Old Testament, the temple had an inner court, an outer court, and the Holy of Holies. Access to either of these places depended on the level of relationship with God. The outer court was reserved for the general public, the Israelites, and those who wanted to offer sacrifices to God. The inner court was limited to the Levites who served God in the temple. Then there was the Holy of Holies, which only the high priest was allowed to enter once a year. Not everyone could go into the inner court. Not everyone could go into the Holy of Holies. That, you could kind of like use that kind of picture for your own, same with your own relationships as well, with your own friendships. You could use that as well. Are they trustworthy, dependable, reliable? How long have you known them? Do they really care about you or your family? These are the questions you should ask yourself before you allow anyone into the inner court of your life. Do they value you, lift you up, support, encourage, counsel, edify you? Do they add to you? Do they build you up? Those in the inner court are the people who you keep close to. You keep them close to you. They are the people that you share your deepest secrets, your confidences and thoughts, because they're reliable and they're not the type of person that would share your confidences, they're and that's how they are. So they're people you can rely on. Anyone else that does not fit the above, you need to keep them in the outer court of your life. People you keep in the outer court are acquaintances, people you've just met, people you don't know very well, and, of course, frenemies. So give them a heart-to-heart. Just have some time with them, find out what is going on with them. You could probably do what they call kind of like an intervention where you can, kind of like call them to account to their behavior, their toxic behavior, and just hold them accountable for all the things that they've done. Maybe you by yourself personally, or probably with a group of friends that know them as well. Maybe they don't know that they're behaving in such a toxic manner. Maybe if you put it to them, they might change their behavior. Now, this is a big maybe because from experience, such people rarely ever change their behavior. However, you can give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you might be the one to help them to change. So, limiting personal contact and communication and separating yourself from them. And if they keep calling to find out why, just tell them that you're taking some time off from the relationship. You might have to tell them the truth, but if they ask why, you can tell them how you feel about them, give them a chance to respond. If they make excuses or blame you for their behavior, then you've made the right decision. It's difficult for people like that to change. By that time, you can gradually wean yourself off them. They'll probably not bother you anymore. They'll get the picture. Just love and pray for them from a distance. And then also you can kind of like cut them off completely. Because sometimes some people just don't understand subtlety. Sometimes people just don't understand when you tell them things. Sometimes people don't get a hint. Maybe some people just don't get it. And so sometimes you just have to just cut off completely your communication with them. Just reevaluate your relationship with them. Do you really need such people in your life right now? If not, just cut them off and don't respond to any phone calls. I know it seems harsh, but sometimes you have to be hard. Such harsh measures might help them to realize that they need to make a change if they are going to have and keep any friends, most especially you. Thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll meet with you again in my next episode. Take care and God bless.